Hi everyone, I'm Wendy Rodgers, President and CEO with the Beavercreek Chamber of Commerce, and I am here today with the fabulous Laurie Brown. She's the Zoning Inspector and Code Enforcement Officer for Beavercreek Township. Welcome, Laurie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you here today. Now, Laurie, before we get started, or as we get started here, I've heard that you've been with the township for a few years.
I've been with the township. July was 21 years I've been with the township. Yep.
That's pretty incredible. So you must enjoy your job.
I do. I have not always been. I've been with the township for 21 years. I have not been zoning inspector for 21 years. I actually started as office manager for the fire administration part of the township. I came there in July of 2002 and was with them on the fire side. Until April of 2006, and then I was talked into going to the dark side to do zoning, and have been doing that ever since. I started out as zoning clerk, which I did for many years, and then got promoted to zoning inspector.
Wow.
And then when we implemented a property maintenance code in 2018, I was also given the title of code enforcement officer for that.
Wow.
So
what a great career.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
So Laurie, I have to ask, because I don't know if everybody knows, but tell us a little bit more about what is zoning?
Zoning, just in a nutshell, is standards, like community standards. You want to make sure you have uses that belong together.
Sure.
You don't want to have industrial necessarily right next door to residential.
Right.
Zoning helps with that. It separates the different zones and puts them in their appropriate place, basically, is what that is.
And it helps with aesthetics and everything too, for neighborhoods.
Technically, zoning doesn't do aesthetics, but we do. Yeah, we do
in a way.
In a way, but technically we don't do aesthetics.
So, but if I need to put up a fence,
you would need to get a permit, and there are requirements. You can put it on the property line. As long as it's not in the front yard, you can have any type of fence you want in a front yard, in a required front yard. We run into this all the time. Corner lots are problematic sometimes for folks. Interior lots typically aren't an issue. Corner lots have two front yards, one on each street, and there's a required front yard for each one of those. And you have to, we've got the folks that want to put up the 6-foot privacy fence, and that's fine, but you got to keep it out of the required front yard. So we run into some problems with that, but that's why we have variances. You can ask for a variance for that.
So if anybody had any questions
on
fencing or
decks,
all of that stuff,
you
would be the person they would call.
You could call the office and we'll talk, and I'll help you figure out exactly what it is you need, the permit you need, and what you're allowed to do. Absolutely. Even if you're not necessarily looking for a fence or a deck permit at this time, give me a call. If you've got an idea of something you want to do sometime down the road, give me a call and we'll discuss it, and I'll let you know what you can do.
It's kind of, that's almost being, be proactive about it, because you never know. You hate to buy everything and be like, I'm so excited to put my fence in, and then they call at the last minute and you're like,
absolutely.
That can't go.
No, and something else we run into is that for some reason, I don't know why, zoning has a bad reputation for being the people who tell you, no, you can't do that. That's not what we're about. Most of the time, if you call and talk to us, we can help you figure out a way to do what it is you want to do. Sometimes we run into those situations where we can't, but we'll try if there's any way to help you do what it is: fence, deck, accessory structure, like a shed or a pool house, something like that. We're more than happy to talk to you and try to figure out a way for you to do it. So please don't think we're here just to tell you no. We're not. We're not.
Right. Well, that's wonderful. I mean, that's a wonderful thing that you do, and you've obviously enjoyed your job for so many years. And I would love to call you in zoning and have somebody as bubbly and fun as you. I mean, really. And sometimes that's hard to find. So we certainly appreciate that.
Well, thank you. I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Good. Now I'm told too. Now I have to ask. So Laurie, in your free time, What can you be found doing?
Well, in addition to the township, I also have a part-time job on the weekends, which I've had for 16 and a half years.
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to say I dispatch for a local college police department. And have done for 16 and a half years. So free time
not a lot.
is kind of a relative term for me, but I love to read.
Okay.
I love to sew. Haven't done much of that lately, but I have 3 granddaughters.
Oh,
yes.
I love that.
Yes. And I'm going to say it, Peyton, Paisley, and Piper.
Oh, they're all peas.
They're all P's, the 3 P's, yes. And I spend a lot of time with them. They live in Beavercreek.
Wonderful.
So they're like 5 minutes from where I work. So
That's
it's
amazing.
great. Granny can stop by anytime.
Oh, I love that.
We have a good time. Both my kids live close as well. So
Good. How
yeah.
wonderful. So you've been in the serving and living in the Beavercreek community.
I have. I currently live in Dayton. I've been there for 17 years, but I did at one point live in the city.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We appreciate that.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit, what's your proudest accomplishment during your career?
You know, I've got to say, and here's 2016, Tori was reminding me of, I was named Employee of the Year for the township for 2016. Yes,
Laurie.
it was very nice. It was very nice. It was unexpected, and it was very nice. I appreciated it very much. I love working for the township. Yeah. They are an awesome group of people to work with. Like I said, I started on the fire side, and then moved over to do zoning. I've gotten to know some of the guys down at the road department. I mean, we interact all the time.
Sure.
It's one big family. We're one big family down there.
Oh, I love that, and I can certainly tell that you love that you've loved your career with the township. That certainly comes through loud and clear.
Yes, definitely.
So tell us a little bit, because it's been 20 years. So is retirement on the horizon?
It is. I've just recently, it's been in the last year and a half or so, I kept telling myself, and there's another employee that we're the same age, and he was talking about retirement. I said, yeah, I think I'll retire when I'm not going to tell you how old. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me that age that I had chosen is coming up in 4 years, and I'm like, oh, I guess I better start making plans. Yes. So about 4 years, I think. Okay. About 4 years.
And what are you looking forward to the most in retirement?
Oh, well, obviously spending time with my grandchildren. And my son and my it's his family, and then my daughter and her husband and my grandpuppy. But also the big thing for me is I want to travel. There was a time that my husband was in the Air Force. Okay. And we were stationed in Italy for 3.5 years. Wonderful. So I've been overseas. I've gotten to see a little bit over there. But I would really like to see more of the United States. There's so many places that are, I'm into history. I'm a rock hound. I love geology. So when I can combine those two things, it's awesome. I've already got the granddaughters hooked on dinosaurs. So Granny's doing good.
There you go.
Granny's
I love that.
But I thought about getting a little camper.
Nice.
Just driving. I've got a best friend that'll go with me. I've got 1 or 2 of my brothers that'd be happy to go with me. I just want to go. I would love to take a train trip across Canada, but I would like to visit eventually. I've only visited a few of the states. I'd like to visit all 50 of the states, I think.
That's amazing.
I really would. There's just so many. I want to go out to California and see the sequoia trees.
Oh, they would be amazing.
And I want to see the desert. I've never been to the desert. So, Not sad I missed the Running Man thing, but...
That was recently, I think. I saw all the traffic going out there.
That's not a desert trip I would have liked to make.
No.
But I'm looking forward to seeing more of this country, because it's an awesome country.
Yes,
awesome country with so many...
We're blessed.
Yes. With so rich in history and so many wonderful natural sights to see. So that's a big thing on my list. Also want to do a little sewing.
Okay.
Granny wants to get into quilts. I want to start making quilts.
Good to know. I'm like, okay, I'm going to write all these things down. I'm learning about Laurie so I can call her in retirement. But
if I'm home.
That's right. That's right. She's going to be on the road. But Laurie, if somebody needs to reach out to zoning for any questions or concerns, how can they do that? How can they get?
They can reach us directly at 937-306-0065. We'll ring into the zoning office. That'll hit any one of, I think, 3 right, Brandy? 3 different phones. And all you have to do is say what it is you need information on, and you'll get routed to whichever one of us
Fabulous.
can best help you. I can also be reached at lbrown@beavercreektownship.org.
Wonderful. Well, Laurie, it was such a pleasure to have you with us today.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I can just tell how much of an impact you've had at the township, and it's just reflected in you so much.
Well, thank you.
And so congratulations on all of these years.
Thank you.
And congratulations, and hope that you have an amazing retirement when it happens.
Oh, I will. Trust me.
All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.